All right, everybody. Good morning. Got Coach Payne here. Go ahead and open it up for questions. Russ Brown, you can start us off. You're muted, Russ, if you're talking.
You hear me now? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, Russ,
Good morning. Could you talk about the importance of winning these first three games before you getting off to a good start before you head to New York?
I think it's important, for the confidence of the guys. I think it's important for the morale of the guys that we go out and play with great energy, and that I can't look at it and say 3 games. I can look at it and say we got to get this first game, and then when the second game comes, we focus on that. Russ, to be honest with you, we've had some hard practices. We've really focused on what we need to do to play better, to do the things, to make the adjustments that we have been lacking in. The rebounding, the turnovers, the finishing off possessions with you can play good D for 20-something seconds, and then all of a sudden somebody relaxes and they get an offensive rebound. So I'm happy with the adjustments and the way that we practice. Now let's go see if we can do that in a game for 40 minutes.
Go ahead, Jody.
Yeah, Kenny, I was kind of going to ask a little bit about that. How have your guys reacted this week in practice? It's the exhibition, the 2 exhibitions are over. You learned a lot from both of them, and you lost one. What was the reaction for the guys after that loss, and how have they been in practice?
I think they understood the importance of the reality of it. And that is, you can beat anybody, but anybody can beat you. And there's a lot of quote unquote Division II schools or whatever, small schools, whatever you want to call them, that has 5th, 6th year players that know how to play and that's been doing this a while, and they're not afraid of you. And you got to go out and impose your will and play desperate. If you think because you're at Louisville, you're automatically better, that's not the case. So I think they learn, one, that they can never relax. 2, how important the details are. And then, playing with confidence and energy and playing together, what that looks like and what that means to winning.
Mason, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. We just had the recent passing of Bob Knight up in Indiana, and something that Mike Woodson spoke a little bit about was it was kind of a shame later in life and how recently he took the job that he wasn't able to have someone like Coach Knight to be able to talk to because his health. Is that something maybe that you felt similar about when you first got the job here, and maybe not having someone like Coach Crum to be able to talk with?
Great question. I had him early, and then as the year went on, his health got, deteriorated a little bit. But there are things that I wanted to ask because he knew basketball from a different generation. We didn't question coaches in my generation. I mean, what I mean by question, not with words, with, okay, this is unfamiliar to me. How do I get through this? Nowadays, kids, when things get tough for them, it seems they shy away from them. And coaches had to deal with it differently. And I asked, some of the older coaches, George Raveling and Coach Haskins and Larry Brown, from time to time, how would you deal with these kids that in this day and age, when they can't really understand and they're learning it for the first time and they're seeing it for the first time. And I do, like Coach Crum, he did it in a way to where you knew he was trying to help you. You didn't like it, but you knew he was trying to help you, and it was not a choice.
Michael McCammon.
Hey, Kenny, you mentioned that it's been some tough weeks of practices, learning what they need to improve on. After that last exhibition where you got such little production inside, what kind of things have you guys done in practice or emphasized in practice to make sure that, hey, when we go out on the floor for this first real game, we will have more of a presence down low?
One is posting strong. Two is, our bigs have to rebound the ball. They have to have some physicality for this team to be successful. I've said it from day one. I need the guys that were here last year, JJ, Brandon, and Emmanuel, to give us positive minutes, productive minutes, energetic minutes. And as Dennis gets more and more familiar with college basketball and grows, he's going to be fine, but we need those other guys to step up and be really, really good.
Rick Bozich?
Yeah, KP, after you went back and watched the video of the Wesleyan game, was it better or worse than you thought? And, the rebounding and the defense, what are some of the things that you need to impress upon guys to make those better?
Number one thing on defense, I think keeping the ball in front. There were stretches in the game, Rick, where our defense was really, really good, especially in the first half. And then as the game went on, it was decent defense. You could see they're trying. They take a tough shot, and guess who came up with the ball? They did. Then they get a three off of it. Then they get a layup off of it. One time we scrambled and ran and jumped the ball, and then we recovered. And then when we recovered, a player ran off a guy standing under the basket by himself. That's a nothing play that we gave up 2 points. Or a closeout where it was an exchange instead of a hard closeout, keeping the ball in front. It ends up being an unfocused closed out, and a guy drives down the lane, and a big is under the basket and doesn't contest the shot. We had 3 or 4 of those. There were things that we did that was decent offensively. When I say decent, defensively, we did decent things overall. Offensively, we did not play offense the way that we practice. We did not. It was one pass and a shot. The ball really didn't touch the lane the way that we practice. We didn't attack them as much as I thought we should have, whether that's through the post or through drives. We didn't move the ball as well as we've been doing in practice. Some of that is nerves, but the discipline and the attention to detail to do the little things, the screening wasn't great. We got to do a better job of these big setting screens, and the guards got to do a better job of setting their man up coming off screens.
Matt McGavick?
Hey, Kenny, obviously there's no film of this current season's UMBC team, but when you scout them, what's something that sort of stands out to you?
Great question. They are a scrappy team. They are, very scrappy, very tough. They are aggressive. They really get out in transition and try to shoot threes or get layups. They're going to try to attack you. You have to be the aggressor. They're going to take good shots, bad shots. Doesn't really matter to them. They're just trying to get them up. And they play with confidence offensively. They're small, so that at times can be a challenge. I'm going to challenge these guys to move their feet. Some of these big guys that I have to guard, smaller players. And then those guards will go offensive rebound. At times they'll send 2, 3, 4 to the glass. So we can't relax.
Russ, your hand is up. Did you have another question? Are there any more questions for Coach?
I got one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you decided who you're going to start?
I am close to deciding. I'll we have our last preparation day today, and I don't want to say who I start and then they go out and they don't do what they need to do and I have to switch it.
Anything else? Brooks, go ahead. Brooks, you there?
Yes. Okay. I'm sorry. Kenny, I wanted to ask you about this because it's out there. How have you handled the criticism since that exhibition loss? What's been your approach to that?
A lot of it I haven't heard. I know that people are upset that we lost the game, and as they should be. I'm gonna say this again. I love our fans. I love I'm good with the criticism. Some of it's warranted. You cannot step on that floor and not bring it. I'm not running from that. The way I digest it is I got to get these guys to understand what I understand. And that is that when you win, it cures a lot of stuff, right? And you win and lose those games. And I made a statement, and I believe this with all my heart. We're not beating teams with talent. Now, does that mean that we're not talented? No. There's no coach in the world that says, I want to beat you with my talent. Coaches want to beat you with their work ethic, their toughness, their attention to detail. That's what I'm saying. So I think that the fans that are criticizing us, they want us to win. That's what Louisville is, a winner. And we have to step up and win. And I think we're headed in the right direction. I'm glad it's happened early so that we know exactly what people expect of us. I know, and I try to tell the kids this, but they need to feel it. They need to know that there are people want us to win. And they want us to win big, and they want us to go out and fight and play with great energy and be together and make people proud.
Thanks, Ken.
Brooks Holden, you have a question? Can't hear you, Brooks, if you're talking. Anybody else have anything? All right. Thank you all. See you tomorrow.
Thanks, Kenny.
All right, guys.